Joseph's Reserves. It's today again. That was the static.
It's like, what is that?
It's today again. Hey, I'm Joseph, and I store 20% of my income in rare coins and precious metals.
Good morning, it's today again. Welcome back to Joseph's Reserves. I'm Joseph, and I store 20% of my income in the form of rare coins and precious metals. Today, we're going to be turning 5 ounces of silver shot into a 5-ounce bar. But before I do that, I do want to say congratulations to Blue Collar Stacker for being the first to comment on my video yesterday. Here I have my first attempt at a pour. I put 31.1 grams in the crucible, and when I poured it, it kind of splattered all over the place. I was having trouble keeping it from cooling. This long chunk in my hand cooled in the crucible, and I guess I didn't warm up the mold as much as I needed to. So we're going to try again. We're going to melt this down along with a lot more silver to make sure that it stays warm in the crucible and we could pour it without having any problems. So first obviously is to weigh out the 5 ounces. That's going to be 155.5 grams. I did just a little over to give me a bit of error just in case any splash out or stays in the crucible. So we ended up with 156 grams. Next is to heat up the crucible. I have this set to 1150 degrees Celsius, but the melting point is 961.8 degrees Celsius. So we're going to have it superheated. That's going to give me a little bit extra time to pour it into the mold. So here you can see there's a friendly reminder to make sure you're wearing your protective equipment. I thought with the funnel it was going to keep my hand away from the heat enough, but I almost burnt my finger even keeping it at a distance. So here I'm throwing in the last big chunks and we're ready to melt. As you can see, we're losing daylight here, but that gives it a nice red glow. So you can see that even the mold was nice and warmed up, and we got the liquid silver right in there. I'm going to grab it with my clamps and go ahead and get it poured.
Oh yeah.
You could hear the reaction of my family as I pulled it out, and as I pour, you can see one tiny drop right there just jump right out of the crucible, and right at the end, that lighter yellow color seems like it's all the extra dirt and bits of rocks that ended up in here just from grime of handling the shot. And now the silver is cooling. You can see how red hot that mold is getting, so you want to be very careful not to touch it. But here I have the clamps, and we're going to quench this in water as soon as I get it out. I can't remember, this is my first pour, so I was a little bit nervous. Here we go, let's dump it over so we can get it into the water and cool it down quickly. Silver's a bit different than other metals. It doesn't make it more brittle or strengthen it by quenching it. And just like that, we have a silver bar. So in a second, it's going to be cooled down and ready to be stamped. Let's take a look. All right, so this is the chunk of silver we ended up with. As you can see, there's some rocks kind of embedded on the surface. I picked up some sandpaper, so we're going to try to sand that off. But let's go ahead and weigh it to see how much we have working with. I have 0.3 of a gram of wiggle room. I think it can be done. So let's pull out the sandpaper and see what we can do. And now this is what we have. It looks like the sandpaper did scratch it up a bit, but it almost just gave it a different finish. There was a big chunk in the middle that I had to dig out, but we got it out, and now we're ready for stamping. I got this stamp kit on Amazon, just in case anyone is wondering. They have all kinds of amazing products. I actually got the whole kit on Amazon, the furnace, the crucible, the graphite mold, as well as the stamp. So there's a lot of resources out there. If this is something you're interested in, this is definitely something anyone can do. This was a full-on family affair, and if you're interested in the uncut audio remaining version of this video footage, let me know. I could easily put that up here. In the beginning, you got to hear some of the singing that was involved, but I'm just going to keep this as the sped up, no audio version so that we can get to the finished product soon. I'm planning on making many more of these, as well as some very specific size ones that are to a specific alloy to go along with some historical documents. Here I'm just putting on the finishing touches. At the end, let me know what you think. I have this 5-ounce bar, and yes, I do know I'm going to need a lot of practice lining up the numbers and letters. But for now, this is serial number 0001, and we'll see how many I make. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Go into the comments for any questions, comments, to start a conversation or continue one. Share the video with anyone you think may like it, and subscribe if you haven't already. But most of all, thank you so much for watching. And just remember, every ounce adds up, so no matter how small, just keep stacking.